Dear friend, as you are seeing, the Candace Owens, Erika Kirk, TPUSA, Tucker Carlson, whatever this imbroglio is, it's complicating by the day, by the hour. It started off as, I'm not even sure what it started off as, nor probably is Candace, but what we're at now is out of control. This is about Candace Owens. The title of this should be Manufactured Outrage and the Collapse of a Narrative. Why? Because she's right. Why she's right. Why she must be supported, and how Erika Kirk and TPUSA turned a manageable moment into a catastrophe, an avoidable, unnecessary catastrophe. And when I tell people this, I don't think they understand what I'm saying. That's what this is about. Listen, if you look at this and you were to dissect how this evolved and throw in these vectors, it's like trying to figure out where cancer comes from. Part of it's genetic, part of it's environmental, part of it is who knows, part of it's randomness. Part of it, this particular cancer, if you will, is this injection of this turbulent psychobabble platform called social media. Now, the campaign to paint Candace Owens as anti-Semitic, dangerous, or somehow responsible for violence has always rested on one single thing. It requires people to never actually listen to what she said. It requires them to ignore context and ignore truth and ignore the difference between real hate and sincere conviction. It requires them to pretend that quoting the Gospel of Matthew is an act of violence. It requires them to believe that faith itself is a provocation. This is deeper than what you're seeing right now. See, this is the foundation of the smear. Oh, look what you're doing to me. And now that it's collapsing, those who pushed it are scrambling for cover. They don't know what to do. This wasn't supposed to go this long. Candace was supposed to, I guess, cave or be found out, or I don't know what. What Candace said, what she meant, and what she stands on are not mysteries. They are not coded. She didn't write some secret dog whistle. She didn't hide behind ambiguity. She tweeted, in one instance, scripture. Remember this? She quoted Christ. The words Christ is King are the most basic and ancient expression of Christian belief. They have been spoken in churches for 2,000 years. They appear on stained glass and on hymns and pulpits and candles in every Christian denomination on earth. Remember what she did. To pretend that this is a dangerous act is absurd. It all fell out, or she fell out of favor after that moment. And to pretend that that's anti-Semitic is dishonest. What do you call somebody who's anti-Christian or anti-Catholic, or somebody who breaks into this ridiculous Pavlovian reaction? I don't understand this, because the word anti-Semitism, like racism and transphobia, have been overused to such an extent they don't mean anything anymore. And that's why when you have shootings in Australia, when you have other instances of people targeting people because of their faith, a lot of folks say, oh, there we go with that again. No, this time it is anti-Semitism. Well, that's what you said before. You see what happens? Stop doing this. For the love of God, of honesty, of truth, and of Candace, stop this. And to pretend it's political extremism is the height of cynicism. Yet that is precisely what some people attempted to do. See, that's the playbook. That's their playbook. You take a person who refuses to bow, you attach a false motive, you demand an apology for an offense that never occurred, and when they refuse to submit, you declare that refusal the real crime. And Candace didn't and doesn't play that game. She didn't pretend that quoting the gospel then was an attack. She didn't apologize for someone else's feelings, nor should you, nor will I, nor should anyone. And in our era, the refusal to bow is treated as an act of rebellion and hate. And worse, this alone explains why she's been targeted. You see, the real reason they are after her, and this goes back, Candace is not under attack for anti-Semitism per se. And by the way, that is not to suggest that anti-Semitism doesn't exist. Please remember, because what I'm saying now is going to be dissected by the same folks. So nice try. Candace Owens is under attack because she has become one of the most influential, unpredictable, independent voices in conservative media. She can't be controlled. She can't be cowed. She can't be bought. She speaks plainly. She's not afraid to question institutions and motives and narratives. She is not afraid to shine a light where others prefer this intellectual darkness. She is not afraid to put questions before obedience, obeisance. And that's the real crime in the eyes of the establishment. Be not mistaken. They hate independence. The effort to lump Candace with Tucker to something, or to claim she's harmful to MAGA. I mean, have you noticed how they're pulling? Nick Fuentes comes up and Nick Fuentes. What? Wait a minute. Who are we talking about here? Have you ever known somebody? That when you fight with them and they're losing, they'll say, "Oh yeah, well, what about what you did on Christmas Eve?" What? We're not talking about that. Doesn't matter. I'm gonna find something because I don't know how to argue. I don't have any facts here. I'm gonna use everything I can, up to and including distortion. But claiming that she now is injurious or harmful to MAGA is laughable. MAGA voters aren't confused. Trump voters aren't confused. Whatever MAGA is, I guess, is that a religion now? I don't know. They know who stands with them. They know who fights. They know sincerity from performance. And most important, they know when somebody is being railroaded. And she's being railroaded. Candace is being railroaded. And MAGA sees it. Or whoever this is. I'm using their term. The people pushing these smears are not protecting any particular community. They're protecting their revenue streams. They're protecting their reputations. They're protecting fragile egos. See, they're trying to smother a voice that they can't predict and can't direct and can't control. And it's driving them nuts. This is the most I don't understand it. Candace recently revealed something very, very important. She showed that when certain conflicts, certain people demand that she apologize, not for wrongdoing, but for the way someone else felt, she and he and others admitted that other people might have felt that her scripture tweet a while back was aimed at someone or something, right? This is it. And let me also tell you something. You can say anything you want about any religion, anything, and no problem. But Christianity, and in particular Catholicism, open season. Oh, you bring up something, what? Jesuits, Ad Maiorem Dei Gloriam, AMDG, Ignatius Loyola, or INRI, whatever it is. Christ is King, that's it. I know people who went to Christ the King school. I mean, this is incredible. This is their emotional response. This is really what started a lot of this. It's not a factual accusation, and demanding that someone apologize for another adult's feelings is not leadership. I've got to apologize for how you felt. What the hell do you feel? I didn't. What if some of you felt bad and others felt great? Do they cancel each other out? This is hostage taking. This is intellectual hostage taking. Candace refused this nonsense because apologizing for something that you did doesn't weaken you. If you did something wrong, it's what you should do if you did something wrong. Apologizing for your faith, or apologizing because somebody felt bad, or because you fear losing income, that makes you a coward. And she said no. Remember where this starts from. The theatrical town hall that followed was not exposure. It was retaliation. It was a production meant to restore hierarchy. It was many attempts to reassert dominance after losing control of the public narrative. It failed because audiences saw through it. They see through it. And now, with a lot of folks gone and various media platforms dissolving, folks are admitting that the culture has improved. Things have changed. Let me just say something. Candace was never the problem. The culture of fear was. Now enter Erika Kirk, okay? This is, I know people are going to get upset, but this is a masterclass in how not to lead. The Erika Kirk situation. Mother, widow, good person. I don't know her. I have never been involved in any kind of character assassination. I don't know her. You can't show me a picture and a relationship in the past. I don't care about that. Erika Kirk as the CEO, that's a different story. That's a different story. The Erika Kirk situation is an even clearer disaster. It's how you run the show. Remember the woman from, was it Anheuser-Busch, who okayed that Dylan, whatever her name was. Remember the whole Bud Light thing? Remember the CEO? They came after her and attacked her. If she'd have said, "I'm a woman. I'm a Zoroastrian. I'm a philatelist. I'm a Catholic." What the hell does that have to do with anything? Happens all the time. It's like you take this hat off in the capacity of CEO. It's a different story. This Erika Kirk, I mean, and this, oh my God, don't say anything about her. Don't say anything, you cruel bastard. I'm not talking about her personally. Isn't it funny? Candace has to apologize for how people feel, and once they've given her the social media Kevlar, you can't mention Erika Kirk? What are you talking about? The Erika Kirk situation is an even clearer disaster. TPUSA Faith had a straightforward responsibility. They could have released a sober statement, acknowledged the public concern, stood firmly for transparency and truth, but instead, Erika produced an Instagram-worthy, I don't know what it was, an Instagram-worthy word salad about In-N-Out burgers and Egyptian planes. I don't know what the hell she's talking about. None of which anyone accused her of ever boarding. Remember that one? Where did that come from? Did Erika read the accusation? Nobody accused her of boarding an Egyptian plane. And I know many of you are saying, Egyptian plane, trust me, go back, read it. It's not critical. It was just one of those things that was said, but that everybody's jumping up. It was a dodge. Worse, it was a dodge of a question she claims no one should have asked. What? She confronted an accusation that was never made. This is usually what people do when they want attention on the ridiculous rather than the relevant, okay? And the real issue, the gravamen, was never her airline preferences or whatever. No, the issue was the pattern of suspicious Egyptian flights allegedly appearing in cities connected to TPUSA Faith events. Now, the correct response would have been simple. She could have said she didn't know, that she sent it, forwarded to the FBI, that she wanted every coincidence or anomaly investigated, given the gravity, the obvious gravity of Charlie's assassination. And that would have been mature. That would have projected seriousness, sobriety, candor. That would have avoided the perception that she was minimizing concerns or deflecting attention. But no, she didn't choose seriousness. She chose sass. And in doing so, she turned herself into the story. Candace, by contrast, has been laser focused. She's not talking about fast food. She's not crafting an image. She's asking direct questions about inconsistencies in relationships and decisions in the days leading up to Charlie Kirk's death, which last time I checked, we were all supposed to be interested in. She's not accusing without evidence. She's in essence pushing for, again this word, transparency. She's exposing the silence that has settled over people who suddenly can't remember or can't speak. They've gone mute, and in some cases moot. Now, TPUSA has handled this case so poorly, so miserably, stupidly dumb, that even longtime loyalists are calling it a meltdown. Instead of addressing questions, they tried to discredit the questioner. And when that failed, they tried to isolate her. And when that failed, they tried to portray themselves as victims. Each move made them look even weaker. Each move validated Candace. Now, why must Candace be defended? Candace is doing what real leaders do. She's doing the job that media used to do. Anybody else asking her questions? No. DOJ? Oh, forget that. Anybody? No. She's asking questions nobody wants asked, and some people don't want answered. She's standing firm against pressure. She's refusing to let emotional manipulation silence scripture, which means a lot to her. Fine. It's her right. She's refusing to let establishment bigwigs and muckety-mucks dictate the terms of her faith or her speech. And she's refusing to accept guilt for crimes she didn't commit. And the people coming after her have essentially revealed themselves. They don't care about certain demographic safety, about people who are able to speak. No. They care about controlling speech. Not protecting speech, controlling it. They don't care about community protection. They care about reputation management. Theirs. They don't care about truth. They care about the narrative that they concoct. Supporting Candace is not merely personal loyalty. Again, I don't know. I've never met her. And I'm going to say it again, for whatever it worth. Sometimes she said things in the past. I've said, this is not a good idea. This is not one of those cases. This is a principled stance I'm talking about against compelled speech, against manufactured outrage, and the weaponization of identity. See, it's a stand for honest inquiry, for usual questions, obvious questions, in a political environment that now punishes curiosity. Does this sound familiar? You're a part of the conspiratorium. You're a part of the clerisy. You're a conspiracist. Every time we've asked any questions about anything from Vietnam to 9/11 to COVID to whatever, you know what happens. This is another one of them. And the reason why they are so emboldened is that they've been trained for the longest time that all you have to do is label something as not trusting science or a conspiracy theory or hate or anti-Semitism or transphobia or racism, and that's it. It's supposed to stop the inquiry. It's supposed to be the halt. But it's not working, and they don't know what to do. This is the stand, a position for the right. This goes back of a Christian woman, remember that, to quote Jesus Christ without corporate permission. By the way, where were the Christians in this? Where are the Christians talking about Christians who were slaughtered in various parts of the world? Nowhere. You can hear the crickets. Hear that? My God. And why the attacks are losing power, people notice two things. First, they notice that none of the accusers has produced a single statement from her that in any way imparts or suggests hate or intolerance. Not one. They keep producing screenshots of Bible verses, which is fine, but nothing that she's ever said. And second, they notice that these same critics have zero interest in addressing the substance of her questions about TPUSA, or the silence surrounding Charlie's final days, or the strange and avoidable missteps that TPUSA leaders made after his death and continue to. When institutions can't answer questions, they attack the questioner. You know how it is. Shooting the messenger, whatever the phrase is. But the public is awake. You're awake. We're awake. I'm awake. We know they're being manipulated. We know we're trying to be manipulated, but we see through this. See, the public knows when the smear is lazy. They know when powerful people are panicking, and they're panicking. And Candace stands, and the smear collapses. At the end of the day, Candace Owens has done nothing wrong. She quoted scripture. She defended her faith. She continues to ask questions. She refused to abandon truth for convenience. She refused to apologize for a sin she never committed. She refused to bow before a false narrative. She continues to ask questions about what happened to, where's the investigation? Who's anybody looking into this? Because you know it. As Gore Vidal says, we are the United States of amnesia, and people are going to forget this like that. That alone, these reasons are why she must be defended. And the more the establishment pushes this lie, the more the public realizes that Candace is not the threat. She's the warning. She's the indicator that the gatekeepers are losing control. She is the proof that truth spoken without fear can shake the very foundations of people who have grown very comfortable in deceit. If she could go back, she would change nothing. And that is precisely why she deserves support. Let me again, I say this to you, dear friend. This is a case that is so complicated. There's so many avenues, so many twists and turns to this, that if you think this is just about Charlie or anything, it's like looking at a mosaic, a pastiche, a myriad, a kind of a collection, and seeing that these individual facts are tiles, and when you step back, you see the big picture. That's what this is. Don't be misled. And notice, they're dumping on her. She's responsible. Oh, and the Tucker, that they're responsible for, they're going to link her to shootings in Sydney. Watch. I mean, if there's another vaccine problem, her. If anything. Because that's all they know is to heave this. And by the way, a lot of the old folks, the USAID folks, and a lot of the pre-Doge, radical left, nihilistic, deep state, shadow government groups, they're not here anymore. They're not here anymore. We're stronger. And they picked the wrong person. See, anybody else would have cowed. They would have said, you know what, I'm going to go on vacation. No. And you're seeing all these people come out trying to jump into the fray, but not really understanding. And I can't believe the number of people who I thought stood with truth. Because let me tell you again, whether you like her or not, doesn't matter. I don't care. This is about a citizen speaking the truth, saying her mind. And if she's wrong, fine. Go after the facts. But don't attack her. Don't attack her and who she is or what. I mean, it's just, look, I'm becoming circuitous, desultory. I know, because I feel like to myself, I feel like thinking, being able to say, why don't people see the obvious nature of this? But you do. And I thank you for that. So do me a favor. It means a lot. We're making headway. This is about truth. This is about saying, it's like, damn it, you're not going to do this again. We've had it. If you want to attack me, fine. No more name calling. No more ad hominems. These pejoratives. In any event, subscribe to this channel. Subscribe. 70% of the people who watch us don't subscribe. Please like this video. And I have some questions and some comments and your comment sections are fantastic. Comment. comment as you see fit.